Welcome back to another episode of the White Sox March to October, and today the plan is to just finish up the rest of the regular season here in year 3. We only have 25 games to go on the season. We officially clinched the division in the last episode, and clinching the #1 seed in the American League is basically a formality at this point. I don't know how much of the rest of these 25 games I'm gonna actually get to play, but there are still a couple of things to chase down in these remaining 25 games. The first one being is beating our record from last season. Last season we went 110-52, so we just need 11 more wins to break that record, and if you're doing your math right, that would be an 11-14 record at a minimum. There's no shot we go below 500. The other one though, and the more historically significant one, is beating the all-time single season wins record. And if you guys don't know, that record is 116 wins in a season, meaning we'd have to go 17-8 the rest of the way out to beat that, which that's not a guarantee, especially if the game just ends up simming a large majority of the rest of these games. I don't even know. I might only be playing this game and that's it. So with that in mind, I really have no idea how long this episode could be. If we play this one game, we might kind of be left with not much to do afterwards if we just sim to the end. But there are a couple of things, a couple ideas I want to run past you guys here, and I feel like this is a good time to do that, not exactly knowing what's in store for this one. So as we play through this game here, I'll talk about a few of those things. But one of those things stems from basically what I was just talking about, how our last season record was 110-52. This season we're not only going for a better record than that, but we're going for the greatest record of all time. But don't lose sight of the fact that we started as the worst team in baseball, and that was just 3 seasons ago. This is year 3. So the fact that we've ascended this fast, I don't know, it almost makes us forget where we came from. And I don't know about you guys, but kind of just like dominating my way through season after season, it's not all that fun. Like, it's fun to see the final numbers that our individual players put up, but I kind of like a challenge. I'd rather have a challenge. I think that's what made last year's March to October with the Nationals so much fun, is yeah, we were a good team. Yeah, we won 3 straight World Series titles, but none of them came easy. I think of those 3 seasons, we only won 1 division title, and I don't know if we cracked 95, maybe 96 wins. So I don't know. I guess this is just a long way of me saying that what I'm thinking I want to do to at least introduce a potential little bit of a challenge is I kind of want to, going into the off season, I don't want to sign free agents, and then going into next season, I don't want to make any trades. I kind of want to see what we can do from here on out, just like drafting our guys, building up this organization from within through fast tracks, through player locks. It looks like when I don't pay full attention to the game, I give up the lead. But yeah, I mean, we spent our money in this last offseason when we signed both Vlad and Zach Gallen to $300 million plus contracts. And I am just going to go ahead and get a new arm in here after Clay Holmes gave that up. But another thing I've been talking about over the course of the last couple episodes is we also have like so many prospects right now. Our prospect pool for the middle infield is absolutely loaded between guys that are in the bigs right now and guys that are on the verge of coming up. We also have young outfielders. We have prospect outfielders. We've got a couple prospect catchers. We've got a bunch of prospect pitchers. So like in terms of what we'd be trading for and wanting to sign anyway, there's really not many holes to fill. Are we really not going to get there, Robert? Okay, I thought that was almost a can of corn. So I don't know. Just let me know what you think of those ideas, because I kind of like it. I kind of like the idea of seeing what our young guys can become rather than just continuing to sign top talent and trade for top talent and trade for top prospects, which is kind of what we did this season. And I think along with that, it'll at least make things a little bit more challenging if down the line we're not playing with such an amazing team. Now, the one thing I'm thinking is still allowing myself to re-sign players. So like, for example, this off season, there's a couple of players going into free agency. The one that comes to mind is Garrett Crochet. So I'm thinking about still allowing myself to like re-sign somebody like him since they were on our team. But hey, if you guys would rather see me just go like full on don't do anything in the off season and just have to use what the CPU gives me and have to use what's already on our roster, I'd be for that too. And there we go. Finally out of the inning, but now we're playing from behind. All right, now that we are playing from behind, let's actually like focus on the win here, because if we are not going to be playing a ton more games today, I want to make sure we pick up a win so that we can get as much momentum as possible for simming big chunks of games. I missed that. There we go. There's our perfect swing. I'd like a little bit of launch angle, though, if we're going to be getting the fastball right down the pipe. Ugh, what is going on here? I thought I got it back when we had the perfect swing with Vlad, and then I'm looking like that. Wow, and that time I was early on that cutter so many times, I finally saw it and I'm like, all right, I'm waiting back. Then it blows past me. You know what? Come to think of it, I have been in a little bit of a slump these last couple days on this game. So I shouldn't be super surprised that it is carrying itself over into March to October. I guess I actually have to lock in for these last 2 innings to pick up this win. There we go. Nice punch out there on that slider. Whoa, wait, look at what it says at the bottom. It's gone now. It's back, and it's gone again. But it said Jake Eater looking to boost Cy Young candidacy. I've been very closely monitoring his stats and Schuster's stats. I would not have thought that Jake Eater would be anywhere near Cy Young conversations. So I don't know, man. What are the chances that not only like what I was talking about last episode, but we have the top 3 MVP finalists, but what if we also have the top 3 Cy Young finalists? There we go, another punch out for Tanner Scott. Easy 1-2-3 inning. It's amazing what happens when I'm actually focused on the game, huh? Look at Colson Montgomery. I didn't even bother to check the stats of the game heading into this one, but he's 3 for 3 with a couple doubles. Can we make that even more? I gotta actually get around on the pitch if I want to. That's not gonna do it. And now Vaughn is not gonna find his way on base. Yep, he doesn't want to hustle past his 25 speed. Are we really going to lose this one? This wouldn't just be a loss. This would be a blown lead loss, which would be a lot of negative momentum, which would seriously hurt our chances of getting this best all-time record. Let's reestablish this platoon here, though. Get the lefty in over Nick Senzel to face the righty. And I think I missed that one, too. Yep, didn't come off the bat with anything. We're going to have to do this all in the 9th. It's gone. I don't feel too good about that. Okay, Tanner Scott still going strong here with that. Again, though, I didn't even realize until after the fact now, but I think Vaughn didn't have a fielding icon under him again. I don't understand that. I specifically checked. He has a 64 fielding rating. Nobody else's fielding seems to be lower than normal, so I don't know what it is about Vaughn specifically where any given game, his ratings are much lower than they should be. There we go, though. Even amongst the confusion, we're going to strike out Juan Soto. And that should do it. A dominant 2-inning outing for Tanner Scott. He kept us right where we need to be here to try and make this comeback, but it all comes down to this. And we've got the 9-hole hitter up to lead it off. Ooh, and who's this guy? I wonder if this dude was drafted during this March to October, because I don't recognize the name at all. Yeah, that's probably the case. He's only 22 years old. This is his rookie year. 37 saves. And a 3.04 ERA. Thought about pinch hitting for Mejia, but I think I'm going to stick with him. And that's why you stick with him. Francisco Mejia coming through when nobody else can today. Okay, he's not messing around. He's not leaving it in any sort of doubt. No stress. First swing he's making in the bottom of the 9th inning, we're tying it up. Now, there's no threat of this game ending this inning. All it is now is trying to win it. And that might be extra bases to get our go-ahead and winning run on second base. I knew you couldn't keep this Sox team down for that long. And Eloy's gonna walk it off. I mean, it would have been easier if we could have just done this back in like the 7th inning when we first gave up the lead, but you know what? We have to make our own drama, I guess. Nothing about this season has been difficult, so we gotta manufacture our own difficult situations. Give up the lead, wait to take it back until the bottom of the 9th. And you know what? We might have finessed our way into an extra fireball of momentum too. All right, so let's see what this means. We do get 2 base fireballs, an extra one for the walk-off win. And let's see, I don't remember where we left off last episode. We didn't have much of a fireball, but it was still something, and now it's quite a bit. I'm just curious to see how many more games we play at this point. Let's not waste a loss on Colorado. We don't have many more of those to hand out if we want to get this record. It does seem like we're kind of just... Oh, no, we aren't. Okay. That was just a somewhat long chunk of games to sim, but now we get to play against San Francisco. And it's another 3-inning long game. This time we're coming in down a run, and we're officially projected to tie the all-time wins record. Dude, and I just happened to see this. But after I mentioned seeing Eater potentially in the Cy Young conversation, I also saw he was leading the league in strikeouts. I could have sworn it also said 213 then. But I saw Woodruff was leading the league, and then Gallen is one behind him. We have the top 3 strikeout guys in the American League. Also, in terms of ERA, Gallen and Woodruff are right up there. Eater's a little far behind. So who knows? We might actually have the 3 Cy Young finalists, and we might have the 3 MVP finalists, and we might have the 3 Hank Aaron Award finalists. I don't know, what awards aren't we going to cover? Rookie of the Year? And man, I shouldn't have, but I might have gotten a lot of that one. That one's actually going to go. That is unbelievable. I was so late on that. The PCI wasn't even really on it. And Ezekiel Duran is just so good at this point that it leaves. I'm running out of things to say when I talk about this team. All right, and we're gonna be put on for free. I don't blame Logan Webb for that, but then the thing is, you don't get any reprieve. Nobody's easier than the last batter. Ooh, are we gonna move up to second for free? Sure. Get the go-ahead run in scoring position with nobody out. And that might be deep enough to at least move him up to third. We're gonna go for it. Yep, runner on third, 1 out. And we're taking another walk with Fletcher. I think I might have been down 0-2 in that at bat also. Got to keep the ball in the air, though. That does set up a double play. But Mejia might have done more than tie it up. Oh, no, I thought that had more carry. But he does tie it up. So now for the second game in a row, Francisco Mejia giving us a big run in the game. This time for the lead. And Hayes... I don't think that's going to tail or carry enough. No. So we only take the lead by a run, but that's still a 2-run inning. And hopefully we can actually hang on to this lead this time. Zach Gallen's still out there. I didn't realize that. He's got a lot of gas left in the tank too. I'll stick with him. Oh, and you know what? I didn't even notice until... Oh, and you know what? I noticed here just checking on the bullpen. Look who's finally here. I've been wanting him on the big league team forever, and it takes him getting called up as a September guy to actually finally see him on the MLB roster with his 97 hits per 9. That's why I wanted him to be here for so long. Apparently he's gotten in 1 game, gotten 1 out, and gotten a save. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if the CPU keeps him around going into the postseason. I guess now that we do have the lead again though, and with it now being a new game, I can finish up the thoughts I was talking about back in that first game, because there's a couple more things I wanted to run by you guys. These are more done decisions, but I just want to bring them up just in case you guys big time opposed to them. And there we go, Gallen with another punch out. But the first one being is heading into the postseason. I plan on going back to not just playing a full series in an episode. If you remember back to last season, that's kind of what I did, is each series of the postseason I turned into its own episode. They all ended up going like 45 minutes long, and I don't know if I liked that too much. I feel like it kind of killed the momentum of things taking so long in between each episode and each episode being so long. So I think I'm going to go back to normal length episodes, just playing through a couple of games at a time in each series and seeing how it goes. The other thing is, I don't think I'm going to do a stat recap this season either. I feel like kind of the same thing, that especially in the last season, way too long, kind of killed the momentum of things. I know there's definitely some of you out there who enjoy those, and I typically enjoy making them, but I feel like throughout this season, I've kind of kept you guys up to date on what the players' stats are. We'll still do an end of season like wrap-up type thing where we look at the awards, maybe briefly look at the stats. But in terms of dedicating like a half an hour plus long episode to a season recap at this point, I just don't think I feel the need to do that anymore. Let's see if we can pick up one more strike strikeout here with Gallen before we go to the bottom of the 8th. And there we go. That might end his day. I might just bring in Crochet for the save because we don't get to see that too much anymore. But yeah, I guess going back also to what I was talking about before of kind of changing things, not going after free agents, not making trades. I also don't have to do that. If you guys want to see me keep just trying to build up the best team as possible, playing through these March to Octobers, I can keep doing that too. Nothing says I have to make things more difficult and have to focus on the prospects we already have. That's why I bring it up. That's why I want feedback. And Eloy could get on from this if he can run a bit. No. And that could drop in for Vlad. Nope, it's a line out. All right. Guess that's just how strong he is. Ooh, okay. Well, guess no insurance runs are going on the board here. All right, well, let's do it then. Let's see Crochet, because I legitimately don't know the last time that I put Crochet in the game for a save situation. He only has 30 of them on the year, which, being the closer of a 106 at this point win team, you'd think he'd have a few more, but that's just kind of the games we've been playing. A lot of blowouts, and I don't like that to lead it off. All right, there we go. Big time bounce back there. Now we can roll a double play and end the game. Oh, and there we go. Blow it past him. 98 up and in. 1 to go. And there we go. We got another slider chase. Crochet comes in, shuts the door after a hit, but then punches out the next 3. I just wonder how many more games we have to go at this point. But if we keep kind of going at this pace, maybe playing one every 8-9-ish days, that would give us a good chance to like replenish our momentum every once in a while to still get the most amount of wins we can possibly get. So 3 more fireballs added on to where we were at is definitely going to help things. I think that was win 107. So let's keep count here. That should be 108. That should be 109. That should be 110, 111, 112. I almost forgot how to count. 13, 14, 15, 16. And now this looks like it'll be for 17, 117. And that's exactly what it is. Our next key moment is to set the all-time season wins record. And I think we're also carrying a massive winning streak into this game. Yeah, we didn't lose in between those last 2 games. This, I think, is the longest winning streak of the year. So by my count, we still also have 7 games to go. They're projecting us now at 120, which would be a 4-3 record to end the year. So 120 wins is definitely within reach here. But let's take it one step at a time. Take down this all-time single season wins record first against the Rays, and we're loading in a pitcher's duel here. 0-0 in the 8th. Nobody's due up. Have we broken March to October? And that, yeah, that has to go. If you're gonna throw that pitch on the first batter of the game for me, that's a 1-0 game. I mean, there's nothing else that can happen. 31 homers for Vaughn, so that's him up over the 30 home run mark. I don't even know. We might have our entire starting lineup, maybe besides Mejia, is going to be over 30 home runs. Maybe besides Fletcher. I doubt Fletcher's up there. Mejia, that one's going to get down the line. Do I dare go for 2 on this? I feel like with how it bounced, we'll get in there. Yeah, we'll get in there. Mejia's had himself quite the episode. Austin Hayes? I don't know if that's really doing anything. No, but we'll move Mejia up to 3rd. Why not? That might get ran down actually in foul territory. Yeah, so we don't get Mejia around to score, but we still took the lead. Oh, and it was another Zach Gallen start, so another deep outing for him. And why does he have so much energy left? What? Well, and he can add on another strikeout at least. That was his 13th of the game. I cut off the commentary, but I think they just said he was up to 250 on the season. Yeah, well, if this isn't up to date, he was at 237 going into this one. If that was his 13th strikeout of the game, that's a 250 strikeout season for Zach Gallen. When we were signing him, I thought that was kind of the one downside between him and Dylan Cease, is I didn't think Zach Gallen had quite the same strikeout potential. And now he's out here picking up 250. Make it 251. And the rollover, Vlad's got it. I would like to leave Gallen in this game to finish it, but I think to feel 100% confident in that, I would like at least one insurance run. Oh, there we go. There's our insurance. Luis Robert Jr. walking away with one more on the season. I wonder how many he's up to. What's it gonna say? 37? I don't know. 7 more or 6 more? I don't remember. Games to go after this one. He might crack 40. We might have a list of people cracking 40 also. Oh, and he left that in the zone. All right, well, I did say with an insurance run, I'd leave Gallen in to try and finish this himself. I mean, he should have plenty of energy left to do it. We do have to face the top of the order, though. Let's hit our spots. And there we go. Another punch out. These first 2 batters are being extremely annoying, though. There's no reason that it should be taking this many pitches just to sit these 2 guys down. There we go. One more. And there we go. Fastball up and in. Sits him down. Another deep 3-2 count to end it. But Gallen with the complete game shutout to win a record-setting 117th win of the season. You'd think maybe they would say something about that, show a little celebration on the field, but no, we gotta get to our momentum screen. All right, well, I am very curious to see how many wins we can rack up in these final 6 or 7 games, whatever it was, because we're adding 4 more momentum fireballs on. I mean, this could be enough momentum to like carry this winning streak all the way to the end of the season. Could you imagine? Let's see. No, we lose the very next game. Why not? KC, we're gonna sweep him to end the year. We won't, but we win the series and we win 121 games. So what's the playoff bracket looking like? We get to take on the Jays in round 1, team that actually gave me a little bit of trouble today. And what do we got overall? It's us, the Rangers, are seeds 1 and 2. Then it's the Yankees taking on the Orioles, or already took on the Orioles in advanced. The Jays already beat the Mariners in advanced. Over on the other side, you got the Dodgers and Reds as the 1 and 2 seeds. Then the D-backs advanced over the Phillies. The Cardinals advanced over the Braves. So dang, no Braves rematch after they took Dylan Cease from me. But we win the division by a full 40 games. And I do want to take a second here right at the end. We're not going to look at the awards tab of anybody, but I just want to quick see the final numbers of some of our heavy hitters. So Eloy, oh, he didn't quite get to 50 home runs. 49 is where he topped out at. Vlad gets up to 47. Luis Robert also 1 short of the next milestone. Duran, though, did get to 40. He also got up to a 90 overall. I mean, where did this come from? Montgomery gets over 30. I mean, you really can't call this season that bad. I think it's really just him not playing well against lefties that tanked that average and on base a little bit. Vaughn with over 30. Over a 300 average too. Fletcher didn't quite get to 20. Man, he'd been getting to 20 every season, so we don't have our entire starting lineup over 20 home runs because Mejia got it. And I guess we forgot to look at Hayes, but Hayes got plenty past 20, up to 28. I guess if you combine maybe Fletcher and Nick Senzel, because, you know, that's the platoon, so combining their numbers is almost like combining it to consider it the starting lineup. So if you combine those, then that's over 30 home runs out of that slot. Pitching wise, Gallen finished with 259 strikeouts and a 2.65 ERA. Jake Eder finishes with 253 strikeouts and a 3.57 ERA. And don't be alarmed by seeing the awards tab. That doesn't mean he won Cy Young. He did win Rookie of the Year, so that tab was already there. Schuster finished with a nice year. Montgomery finished with a nice year. And then Brandon Woodruff might have asserted himself right in the middle of those Cy Young conversations too. And honestly, with the way that this game still values wins, I wouldn't be super shocked if he won it. But we will find all that out and more after the season's over, after we wrap up our 3rd straight World Series title, because as a 121-41 team, how can we expect anything less? So that's going to do it for today, guys. Remember to leave your thoughts in the comments about what I talked about earlier in case you have any input. Don't forget to like the video as always. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed. But for now, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out again, and I will see you in the playoffs.